Cape Breton Oilers, who Billy played with, they would come into Fredericton, 6 or 8 times a year. So I watched Billy play in American Hockey League when you guys, saw him play his one outstanding year here. I can assure you he was every bit as great in the American League as he was when he played in the SJHL. But you officiated Billy in the AHL, and we talked before the game, and you said, you know what, heck of a player.
Oh, absolutely. We used to watch Billy all the time. He was an annoying little bastard once in a while, but he played hard, and guys who did that night in and night out, you recognize those guys. And Bill was a really good player. He really was. He worked hard, and he scored lots of goals, and it was a pleasure to be out there with him.
Billy, I want to talk to Billy, and I'm gonna spend a couple of minutes with Billy. Tell us about your day today, because you weren't out there for the second intermission, and I'm going to try and make a really long story long.
You can do that.
Billy phoned me at 8:30 this morning and said, Mike, we got airplane trouble. I'm not going to be in Saskatoon at 3 o'clock when I'm supposed to be. I'm probably going to be there closer to 20 to 7. I'm just letting you know. So anyways, the decision was made for the pregame ceremony tonight. We're going to move it to the second intermission on the chance that maybe he gets here in time. Tell us what happened. You left this morning from Sydney, Nova Scotia.
I left at 2 a.m. your time. That's when my journey began. So got on a flight, we got on the runway, and there was a problem, and pilot goes, we're going to have to shut the plane down and try to start it again. So to make a long story short there, it was 2 hours trying to get the plane going again, and we didn't, so we had to deplane.
I don't know about you, but if I'm on a plane for 2 hours and they're having trouble getting it going, once it does get going, I'm not feeling very good about it.
Actually, you know what? There was a few people that got off.
Yeah.
There was.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it too. But, that just triggered everything, and I missed all my flights all day. So it's 2 a.m. last night I left, and just got here an hour ago. So it's been a long day.
The SJHL has a big bank account, and they will look after your taxi fare to get you to Humboldt. You played 1 year in the SJHL, but it might be the single greatest year anybody's ever had in this league. I don't have the the official totals, but in something like 58 games, Billy had 180 points. Those. Like Glenn Hall, no goalie's ever going to play 500 straight games ever again. Nobody is ever going to come into this league and score 180 points in one season. It's just not going to happen. It's not. And in fact, I think on the way up, Jay and I were thinking that nowadays your entire top line added together for points might not reach 180. So that's how good Billy was. What do you remember the most about that 1 year here?
Well, coming from Toronto, big city, coming here it was a bit of a shock for the first couple of weeks. I mean, it was. I remember thinking about leaving, and Bernie Lynch and Donnie Clark were chasing me down the highway. Yeah, they were. So, but you know what? It was just a good group of guys, a real good team, bonded well together. And obviously our record, 56-4 is. You don't see that too much, in any league. So the worst thing about the year is we didn't win that final game, and that kind of, ate me up for a long time. And and I carried that for a long time, and it was a feeling I had, and I didn't like to lose, and I took a lot from that.
He must not. One of Bill's Cape Breton teams won the Calder Cup, which is the AHL championship, and you want to talk about ridiculous numbers. Usually in the playoffs, your numbers come down. They're not as good as they are in the regular season. I think it was in '93. Another record that's probably never, ever going to be broken. In 16 playoff games in American Hockey League, he had 26 goals and 26 assists. Something was clicking for you.
Another good team. Just yeah, it's the parent team, Edmonton, didn't make the playoffs, so a lot of guys were kind of up and down near the end of the year, and we ended up with everybody that played a lot of games up in Edmonton being on the team in the AHL. And I think Mick probably remembers that team. And I don't know if you did any games in the playoffs there that year in '93.
No, I don't think. I think I was gone just the year before that.
Yeah, but we just had a real good team. We lost 2 games in the playoffs, both in overtime, and we had it all. Character and. I don't know if anybody knows Sydney, Nova Scotia. There's not a whole lot there to do.
No kidding.
I mean, you know,
Tar ponds.
the nickname is Cape Fear.
Yeah.
So I mean, but as a group and a team, we just really had a lot of character, and again, it was just a great run, and it was special to be part of.
Our next inductee is a guy who I think can cash in his air miles after yesterday, Mr. Bill Mcdougall. Bill Mcdougall only spent one season in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, but holy crap, what a season it was. It was amazing. He had one of the best ever seasons a junior A hockey player can have in the 1986-87 season, when after a season of junior B hockey in which he scored 45 goals and 132 points in 42 games for Streetsville, he came out here to continue his career with the Broncos. He made life miserable for SJHL goaltenders that year. He was the top scorer, collecting a record 83 goals and 104 assists for a record 187 points. I saw him play a game in Weyburn one night, and I think he had 8. He did that in 61 games, meaning he averaged over 3 points a game. Of his 83 goals, 27 of them came in the power play, 9 were shorthanded. The Broncos hosted the Centennial Cup that year, and thanks to Mcdougall, they got to the finals before they were beat by Richmond of the BC Junior Hockey League. He showed everyone at that tournament, though, that his regular season performance was no fluke. He had 11 points in 4 games and was named the tournament's All-Star Center. Mcdougall went to the East Coast as a 21-year-old. He played 2 seasons of senior hockey in Newfoundland, putting up astounding numbers before finally getting a chance to play semi-pro in the ECHL. He went to the Erie Panthers, and like he did in Humboldt, he dazzled everyone. He had 80 goals and 148 points. He was named the league's MVP. In January of 1990, he signed a minor league contract with the Detroit Red Wings. With their farm team in Adirondack, he had 10 goals in 11 games. The next season, he played full-time for Adirondack, and he kept raking in the goals. He had 47 of them. He was called up to play with the Wings for 2 games that year, but he didn't see much ice time. He was traded by Detroit to Edmonton in February of '92. And in the '93 playoffs, Mcdougall exploded again, registering 26 goals and 26 assists in just 16 games to be named playoff MVP in a record performance that still stands. Despite his offensive talents, Mcdougall could never seem to break through at the NHL level, so he went to Europe, spending time in Italy, Switzerland, and Germany before calling it a career. Ladies and gentlemen, the SJHL Hall of Fame is proud to induct Bill Mcdougall.
Do you guys really want to hear about my trip yesterday? Because you know what? If I start telling you about it, I might fall asleep. No. It was, yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank the SJHL and the Humboldt Bronco organization for making this induction possible. It's an honor to be here, and just a thrill, and especially with the inductees that I'm entering here with. I can't believe it. So it's great to be back at Humboldt and seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time. And there's one guy that I haven't seen, and Vern, I worked at Murray's Menswear with you, and I just ran into him. You've grown a few inches, eh? No. I'd like to congratulate the fellow inductees. The great NHL Hall of Fame Stanley Cup winner, Glenn Hall. I was fortunate enough to have a bite to eat with you this morning and at breakfast, and it was quite humbling, and what a gentleman. And I went back to my room like a little kid because my uncle your favorite player and talks about you all the time. He's a Chicago fan, and I could not get off the phone. So congratulations. Doc Henning and Doc Rooney, all your support and all your tireless days and efforts and everything you've done for this organization to make it the way it is today and what it is today. Everybody in the room thanks you. The 02-03 RBC champs. Congratulations. I know what it takes to win that last game, and unfortunately, I was in the same case, and we lost that last game, and I still dread it today, and same with my teammates. Last but not least, Mcdougall. I was thinking about it last night, and I still vision you pointing that way to the penalty box. I think you are the ref that's put me in the box the most on this planet. And I get to sit beside you. No, all joking aside, one of the most respected refs, and he's done a great job, and he continues to do a great job for the NHL. So it's a pleasure being here with you tonight. That's for sure. When I came to Humboldt, I came from Toronto. It was a bit of a culture shock, coming from a big city to a small town, but I quickly adapted because everyone was so friendly here, and just a total different atmosphere than Toronto. I'm sure a lot of people have been to Toronto, and it's you say hi to somebody and you get shot. Everybody was just really friendly, and I noticed the passion the town had for their Broncos, and the passion was all over town, and it was one of the main reasons why I stayed here, but I also quickly learned that losing was not accepted here. Okay. And winning was expected. So being in the small town, you lose a game or so, you hear about it. But fortunately, we had a great team. And I'd like to acknowledge those teammates that I had that year. I'm sure a lot of you remember them. We had a team that went 56-4. That's pretty impressive. We had some guys, Dave Shayak, Mike Gaber, Brad Bergen, probably one of the best defensemen that I played with. Played against him in Europe for many years as well, and there's a lot of other ones. What more can I say about that team? We had a lot of scoring, we had a lot of toughness, we had a good mix, and we had heavyweights. And there's a guy that wore number 9 that could go out there and do whatever he wanted. Mick, you would have hated it. But we had a great team. But again, I mean, it was a great run, and losing that last game was. I still think about it. But two things that I took at Humboldt here was. One of the things I took was the confidence in my ability. And I think when you're on a winning team and there's nothing but confidence in the dressing room, it just it does a lot for you, and it done a lot for me. And the other thing that I took was the fear of losing when I left here. And it's something that I don't think you can teach anybody. It's just, I had this fear of losing. I hated to lose. And it took me a long way in my career. So I've been pretty fortunate, after I left Humboldt. I didn't take the quick route to the NHL, that's for sure. As the bio says, I played senior hockey. But before that, I went to the Flyers training camp and didn't really have a good camp. And a guy named Bobby Clark said to me when he was telling me with my bus ticket that you'll never play in the NHL. And those words stuck with me for a long time. And after that, I worked pretty hard, and I proved him wrong because I ended up. I wish that that first game was against Florida, but it wasn't. It was against Montreal. So, but I'll take that. So. I've won 5 championships, 2 in the American Hockey League, and I won 3 in Switzerland. And as Dean knows and his teammates, when you win a championship like that, it's something that you never forget. You forget those moments, you forget those feelings, those emotions that are going through your mind, and they stick with you forever. So I've been fortunate, and also I played with Team Canada, won 2 gold medals while I was in Europe playing at the Spangler Cup. So I've been pretty blessed and fortunate for a guy that was playing senior hockey when I left Humboldt here. And I was going to get into a few other stories of playing in Europe. I guess I could say a couple of them. How much time do I got? Laurie gave me the 10-minute. Okay. My first year I went to Italy, and that was another culture shock. When we got paid, we had to meet the owner and his bodyguards under a bridge, and he had a garbage bag. He had a garbage bag full of money under a bridge in Italy, receiving your check. So, but the hockey in Italy was good, and I don't want to give Italy a bad name. And then I was going to go there, play there again the next year, and the team folded. So I went to a place called Ljubljana, Slovenia, and they were at that time in the midst of a war with Yugoslavia. And where I lived in my apartment, I could see the army tanks going by and all the army guys, and the odd time I did hear gunfire and bombs. It was that close. It was in a place called Zagreb. So that's another place hockey has taken me. So I said, am I ever going to get to a good place to play? Or am I just going to, call it quits here? But I got a call from a guy in Switzerland, and I went there and played 5 seasons. And Switzerland is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. And I visit there a lot over the last few years still. I mean, I had the time of my life there. So again, I've been blessed. I've got to see the world playing hockey, something that I love to do. And just in closing, I'd like to thank the town of Humboldt for the year I spent here. And I had a lot of great memories, met a lot of good people. And again, I've had the time of my life playing something that I loved and I still love. Thank you.